For joining us here at Offside and Out of Bounds. This is our game now!
Hey, while you're here waiting for the video to load, why not drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn your post notifications on?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you guys ready?
Let's go! What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us here at Offside and Out of Bounds, the cast. We are going to be going through the week's top stories. And I am Adam. As always, I'm joined with Junior. Junior, are you ready?
Let's go!
Okay, we are continuing our beer bracket in the Cider Radler Region, which is, I'm not sure if that's the North bracket or if it's its own thing, but Junior, why don't you tell us what we're looking at today?
So today we've got Brickworks Cider House Batch 1904, straight out of Toronto, Ontario, going up against Schofferhofer, which is a wheat beer grapefruit Radler.
Not catching the luck on the grapefruit, eh, there, Junior?
No, it's imported from Germany though. Deutschland.
What's the percentage on that one?
It said 50% there. No, that can't be right. 2.5%. My God.
Again with the Radlers, eh?
Get some cojones in these Radlers.
So which one are you going to kick us off with here?
So the Batch 1904 is the 2 seed. So we will stick with going low seed first.
All right.
Here
Awesome.
is the Schofferhofer. It's got a nice fragrance to it.
Okay. It's got some
Kinda
color
like
to it.
A tangerine kind of.
Yeah. It looks like grapefruit.
ruby red grapefruit going on.
There you go. Awesome.
Okay, let's take a look. Salute.
Cheers. Yeah, that's an interesting color. We haven't seen that yet.
It's actually got a pretty decent taste. It's not too grapefruit forward, but
Nice.
you get a bit of the aftertaste in there.
Okay.
Pretty light. It's not bad. Like if you told me this was a carbonated grapefruit juice, I probably would drink it.
Okay.
Which at 2.5%, it probably is just sparkling grapefruit.
Yeah,
water.
exactly. Awesome. Okay, so we got the beer bracket there. Junior's going to be enjoying that throughout the show here. We are going to jump into the top stories. Right now, we got Chris Harrison. So Chris Harrison is no longer, he's been on the show, The Bachelor. It's the longest running dating show of all time on reality television, etc. He was the host of that show, and there was some comments that were, insensitive, and essentially him and I believe it's CBS have come to an agreement, and they have bought him out for just south of $50 million. So, Chris Harrison will be now, I'm not sure if he's married, but he'll be either married in paradise or he'll be a bachelor in paradise himself.
Do we know what was exactly said? Did that come out?
It did come out, and I don't know off the cuff, but he came to the defense of one of the contestants that was on the show who had attended I'm not sure what you call it. It's like a party that was on, a plantation or something like that for like a sorority, I believe.
Okay.
So if anybody's seen any of our content here, we don't like anything that has to do with race. Everybody needs to be treated equally and fairly, but essentially, he was basically being pushed to being canceled here.
Yeah, you know what? Like it's 2021. Like it's enough. Like
it's been enough. It's been enough for many years.
Yeah, it has been. But I think it's time that these old ways just stop and get looked at, because they're not right. And if he's coming to the defense of something that had the racist undertones, whether they were soft undertones or maybe a little more loud forward, it's inexcusable.
Yeah.
And you as a person should not be, if you have any moral sense or moral compass, I tend not to speak too much on this because, number one, I'm not racist. And, the one thing that we have going here in Toronto is we're very multicultural. There's still
100%.
racism here, but I grew up around a lot of different races. So as from very young, I'm used to the color. Color is beautiful. If this was just a white world, it'd be boring. Color makes the world beautiful. So get your head out of your ass and welcome to 2021. Like, wake up.
Yeah, enough is enough. Everybody needs to just
CBS, they need to be canceled. Like, you
paying them off?
Yeah, you paid off a dude who came out defending racism, basically, when it boils down to it. If someone doesn't hear the whole story, all you hear is that CBS paid this dude $50 million to defend racism. So they need to be canceled.
That's like the poster. There's a lot more to the story, which again, I don't know the full details, but essentially they've now parted ways. And they've gone. So let's move on from that. We talk about it countlessly in the NBA with various arenas that players go to. And, you see these racial injustices, things happening. So that kind of segues us into Nikola Jokic. Who has now been rubber stamped as the MVP and the first center to do so since the 99-2000 Shaquille O'Neal. The Joker's been absolutely instrumental in the Nuggets' success this season. What are your takes on Jokic?
Did we call this? I think we called this.
We definitely said he was going to win, but I'm not sure anybody else really would have had. Probably the other front runners, which would have been Embiid and Curry. There's just not enough there.
Well, you had a lot of guys coming out saying Curry's the MVP. There's no way this Jokic dude can be the MVP.
Had he made it to the playoffs, that could have. You never know, right? Because they always consider the first round and a half of the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
flawed system, but still, nonetheless, the right person was named MVP. Very due and very deserved by Jokic. Had an amazing season. Look what he's done to the program in Denver. The team that's around him and the leadership that he provides. And some people like to sit there and say, this guy's just some goofy dude. He is goofy. He's not just this. He's not that guy. Like, he can have fun. He just doesn't do it a lot on the camera. He's more of a quiet guy in the locker room. He does that stuff. So he does have a personality, people.
They are down 1-0 to Phoenix, right? In this series.
Yeah.
Right now, and they play again tomorrow night. But hats off to Jokic. Great season. I expect him to continue to get better. That's the other thing. I think he hasn't reached his ceiling yet, and with better players around him, it's going to make him even better. Okay,
he's the game that Marc Gasol basically copied to where he is now. It's because of Jokic. This is a point center, basically. The guy runs the offense from the top of the triangle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You're starting to see more of that, and Gasol did an incredible job doing that. Okay, so Yeezy times Gap. So they've collabed here. Yeezy was a former Kanye West was a former employee of Gap back in the day. He's talked about it on his albums before. So the first piece of this collaboration was available for pre-order. Just before we get into what it looks like, what do you think about this collab with Gap and Kanye West?
Yeah, I'm all for it. The guy's a creative genius, right? I don't like his style. I don't like the shoe line that he's put out. I don't like any of the stuff that he's done.
Is that including Nike's shoe line?
I mean, maybe Red October is okay.
Like that style of shoe you like?
Yeah, it's all right.
I personally, I really like it. I think it's actually a really nice kind of mashup of a couple of shoes that kind of put together a nice little Nike piece.
Yeah, and I haven't really liked his music from basically his debut. After that debut, I wasn't really down for much of this stuff. But you know what? You can't fault the guy for doing what he's doing, man. He's got his hand in a bunch of different buckets, and he's creative and he takes chances. He doesn't
continues to evolve, right? He's
not
a guy that just kind of stays. He's trying to find and create his own roads rather than stay in a lane that's someone's built for him. And so I mean, you have to tip your hat to that.
That's it, 100%. I'll give him mad props for just trying to leave a mark. You know what I mean? And he's doing a pretty good job at it. So
Okay. Let's take a look at the jacket that is for pre-order. I believe it's around $200 USD. Yeah, exactly. Blue steel. So when I saw this jacket, it's funny that you did that. Is to me, this looks like, Zoolander, Mugatoo. They're going off that trash bag theme. And then I started thinking, expanding that a bit more and starting to think about some of the other clothing that Kanye West has put out under his Yeezy line, which, is kind of like this whole homeless Hobo Sheik kind of feeling and vibe, right? So
Did you just say Hobo Sheik?
Hobo Sheik, yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what do you think about this jacket?
Dude, it literally looks like a soggy piece of bread that a 2-year-old formed into a jacket. Like,
pretty bad, right?
yeah, no, you ain't gonna catch me with that on my body.
No.
Hell no.
No.
Maybe
I'm sure there'll be
in the Fifth Element. I might be probably rocking that, but I'm not
Chris
an extra
Tucker
in the Fifth
Element, right?
Kobe, my man.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm not looking at this. I'll be interested to see what he comes out with in terms of maybe some of the pants and maybe some of the other shirts. But this jacket is like a throwback to like Puff Daddy and Biggie when they're flying around in the Mo Money Mo Problems kind of video, with that sheen on it. Like,
yeah, maybe.
Not digging it.
Yay. Just come back to earth, man. Like, give us some clothes that we can wear every day.
I'm sure people will be rocking this, just not for me.
Yeah, they probably will rock it and get laughed at.
Okay. We are looking at the Euro Cup 2020, so it's a year late. We did cover this on Group A through F, so
extensively.
Go check out those. Yeah, go check out those videos. You can watch me mispronounce a whole bunch of people's names across the world.
Junior, you did a good job. Good job.
Junior gave me, Croatia and some of these tougher names for me instead of giving me Scotland and England and stuff like that. So you can have a laugh at my expense. I'm okay with it. But we did cover it extensively, so please take a look at that. And just as a reminder here, the easiest way to help grow our channel, if you do like our content, is just to drop a like. If you do want to comment or subscribe, we certainly welcome you to our channel and would love to have you as part of the Offside and Out of Bounds, fan base. So, what's your thoughts on the Euro 2020? Are you excited for this? This happens this Friday, I believe, is the first few games. So, what do you think?
Living in an Irish-Italian household, the game definitely will be on several televisions. It's a 2 p.m. start. We'll definitely be watching it. Very excited. I love tournament football. The World Cup, Euro, Champions League, Europa. Like I love the tournament stuff. And I think for me, I've already put out a few futures bets in terms of who I think is going to win it. And it's to me, I'm running through everything, and it looks like it might be France's year to go back-to-back World Cup, Euro. So going up at a plus 450, which is still pretty decent odds.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, so I'm happy with the bet. I did do a couple of other mixes, just obviously longer odds, but
sure,
still pretty confident taking the favorite at plus 450.
Yeah, I like France. I like Belgium. I'm a Spanish supporter for sure, so I'd love to see them go deep in this tournament. I just think they're missing maybe a couple pieces, maybe in the midfield there. I just don't know that they're as strong as they were when they went World Cup Euro, which had never been done before. But let's see, and I want to see a revitalized Italy team. Hopefully they can come out with some force, because those are the names you want to see. Those are the teams you want to see kind of down the stretch there. And
for sure,
let's see what England has on the table as well, because I wouldn't mind seeing a good showing from them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how's that Hoffenheimer?
Schafferhofer. It was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Hot day, trying to stay a little bit hydrated.
Yeah, you could definitely rock with this. It's obviously the grapefruit aspect, and then they've got like a wheat beer in there, so it's a wheat beer mixed Radler. Okay. I liked it. I'm probably not gonna buy a case of it, but maybe it's stupid hot and the beer's just too heavy. You want to grab something a bit lighter. Decent taste, maybe drop a little bit of vodka in it, just to get a little more pump. But no, I enjoyed it.
Okay, awesome. Let's swap, or why don't you tell us about the challenger here?
Okay, so this is Brickwork Cider House, batch 1904, small batch, slow fermented, fresh Ontario apples. So we gotta rep the dot.
First time I had that beer was at Skydome, and currently now the Rogers Center, and it was like $18. So that was only a couple years ago too.
So it began with a spark, and the rest is history. On April 19th, 1904, an unexpected fire saw Toronto partially consumed before sunrise. This is the big 1904 fire that destroyed the entire city. Brick by brick, clay miners harvested, kilned, and helped rebuild the city with crimson red clay rooted in the Don Valley. Batch 1904 delivers a dry, tart cider with refreshing full apple finish that will take you back to the turn of the century. We locally source and press fresh Ontario heritage apples grown in the microclimates of the Georgian Bay and Niagara regions. At Brickworks, we promise quality, sustainability with every step we take.
Okay. All right, let's see it.
That's some apple.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's very, for me it was very like appley in flavor.
So this is double the alcohol of Shuffa Huffa.
Yeah, well,
5%.
It is a Canadian drink, right? So
yeah, exactly.
I don't think we create anything that's under at least 4.5. All right. Let me switch decks here. We'll get it loaded up. All right. Okay, so the culmination of how many months it was canceled, it was on, it was off, is like a bad relationship. Floyd, Logan Paul, this happened. Let's talk, before we actually get into that, let's talk about the undercard. So Chad Johnson, aka Chad Ocho Cinco.
ESPN Ocho Cinco himself.
I mean, the guy literally changed his name because he did some crafts in one game where he put Ocho Cinco on the back, and then, proceeded to actually change his name so that they couldn't, take that off or fine him for it. So he fought Brian Maxwell, who's, I believe, a UFC fighter. I didn't catch this fight, but what did you think about some of the highlights, if you did see that or if you saw the fight?
Yeah, I saw some clips. He got some shots in there, and
yeah.
He wasn't fighting, a guy who's never fought before, because he's never fought before. And he held himself pretty well. Kind of surprised he's got some fight in him, got some pop. I mean, a little bit. Yeah. But I do have a problem with him then coming out and saying, I'm ready for McGregor.
And actually, I saw footage of him in the locker room, I think after the fight,
with Tyson?
saying that he wanted Floyd. And I think you're just too far removed from Floyd. I don't think there's going to be a draw there anyway.
No.
Okay. There was some big shots, or at least one or two big shots landed by Brian Maxwell that definitely kind of rocked Ocho Cinco, and he kind of put his glove up, to kind of give him some props for that shot, right? Yeah. That's just probably timing of a better, someone who has the experience in fighting in that ring and so on, right?
He got back up though, so you got to give him props. He didn't turn away and try and dance his way around the ring. He fought, so you got to. I'll give a guy any kind of respect that steps into a sport he's got no business being in and kind of holds his own.
100%. Yeah.
Pros versus Joes, basically. What's what it is at the end of the day.
It was a 4-round fight. It went the distance, obviously, and there was no crowned winner. But
almost like the entire fight night.
If you went to the card, I think people had it with Chad actually winning that, on shots. Okay, so the main event: Floyd versus Logan Paul. Floyd Mayweather, decorated as much as he can. Was he 50-0, 51-0?
50-0.
50-0. Never been beat. What did you think about that matchup?
Shame on you.
A lot of hugging going on.
Yeah, shame on you. I feel bad for the people that actually spent the $50 on this, expecting something to go off. I mean, I didn't. I watched the clips after the fact, and when Logan Paul comes out, just throwing and flailing his arms like he's a 2-year-old who had his toy taken away from him. you figured if he actually had a corner man, that guy would have told him, like, you gotta chill out. Go out there, take it slow, measure him up, get your reach and climb. He didn't do any of that. It was like he thought it was a UFC fight. Like the one thing that
gassed himself out a little bit, right? He was very tired.
And any corner man's going to tell you, you got to start with your jab. You have to get your reach working. You got to keep the guy at bay, and then you can start landing power shots. But it just goes to show you that this thing was all rigged. I mean, he's saying he didn't get knocked out, but I'm sorry. Like a Tweety bird was flying around his head. Lights went out there for a little bit. And Floyd carried it, just like he carried the McGregor fight,
He's literally carrying him right here.
Yeah, and look at the ref's face. He's like, well, what the hell are you guys doing?
Well, the controversy coming out of this was also that, did Floyd knock Logan Paul out and basically tried to keep him up to keep the fight rocking?
I think he did.
So, Logan came out and said, I wasn't hurt, I wasn't rocked. I mean, you can tell that Floyd was not, he was pulling punches here.
Yeah.
He was trying to go the distance to keep it entertaining and possibly set himself up for a fight with Jake or maybe somebody else. I don't think Floyd is done with these kind of fights.
No, he'll continue to do that every time he starts running out of money.
Yeah. But yeah, this fight was not good. What did you think about, since we have a card collecting show, cardboard cutouts, so you're happy to follow that playlist. We'll be back with that relatively soon. But what did you think about him coming out with that, PSA graded 10 Charizard from the original Pokemon set?
I don't collect Pokemon. Don't really care much for Pokemon. But I guess that's his style. Like that's his bag. So cool.
Yeah, I think he bought up like $2 million of boxes and then opened them live on YouTube. It was a pretty big deal. So
anyone can do that. If you got $2 million to waste on cards, you can find these expensive things that live in the past.
Definitely. Okay, awesome. Put a pin in that. Let's go over to Jeff Bezos. This guy wants to go to space. Richest, second richest man, or maybe richest man. He's always jockeying with Elon, with Bill Gates kind of in a bit of a distant third, I think now. But what do you think about? What do you think he wants to? Well, you never know. We'll see what happens with some of these other money and investments that he might be cashing in on soon. What do you think about Bezos wanting to go to space? Having all this money, and this is what he wants to do, hot off a divorce.
Jeff, do me a favor. Before you go up, get your will reworked and just leave that money to me.
The shares, he's got 11% of Amazon, from my understanding.
Yeah, give me the 1% of Amazon. Just leave that to me, because, dude, I don't know what it is with some of these guys that just have so much money. They think that they're just above it all. Like, okay, go to space, cool, but like, come on, man. If it's a boyhood dream, stuff like that. But since when did Amazon have a space section? Like,
yeah, so it's Blue Origin. I actually didn't even know. Like, I mean, you hear most of it being talked about SpaceX. It almost sounds like.
Well, you've got Elon with SpaceX. You've got him with Blue Angel.
Blue Origin. And
Blue Origin.
And then Branson has.
You got Branson with the Virgin Red Rocket. Like these guys are so eccentric. I think it has to. There's probably some kind of enzyme in the brain that kicks in once you make too much money that you turn into Howard Hughes. Next thing you know, this guy's going to have, boxes of Kleenex boxes on his feet for shoes, and they're going to be wrapped in bubble wrap. Like, these guys are super eccentric. But yeah, it's kind of cool,
Sorry, here we go. Let me pull that down, give it a change there. It almost looks like a measuring contest, against these billionaires. Now, I will say one thing about Richard Branson, though. I mean, that guy actually enjoys his money.
He does.
Like, he takes vacation. He really enjoys himself. So that's the good part of it. That's really it for Bezos. I mean, I don't know what else we can say. Well, shop local if you can, I guess.
Yeah, fuck Amazon. Excuse me.
Okay, we're looking at Fast and the Furious. The Fast saga, Fast 9 is coming out. I mean, I don't know how many of these they can actually do.
But there's 9 of them? When was there 9 of them?
I mean, it seems like the last couple of years they're just cranking them out. Now, I think Vin Diesel actually owns this franchise now.
No wonder there's 9 of them.
So I don't think he probably can get an acting job maybe anywhere else. So he just keeps making the same movie. And it's kind of like, you know, we could trash it all you want, but it's one of those feel good kind of things where we'll probably pop it on just to see the cars and, you know, whatever. It's you know, it's par for the course.
Hey,
you're not expecting a lot. Yeah, you're not expecting a lot, but it is what it is. But you know what? I can't see because the image is so small. But I'm thinking that somebody we spoke about on last week's cast, Donald Glover, is in this film. And I think maybe if he's in this film, he might need a bit of a roasting. We might have to roast him a bit. Because he was the one who commented what, Junior?
He basically said that everyone's afraid to make new stuff because they're afraid of being canceled.
So I think he is in this movie.
Hey, oh my God, he is.
So yeah, okay. You want to kick off a roasting of Donald Glover, or we want to just let him live? Maybe he had this. This is probably already in the bag before he came out with that. You want to roast him a little bit? He's a good kid.
Listen, I like Childish Gambino.
So do I.
ATL is a great show.
Very good.
Not
Parks and Rec, Community. Yeah.
I don't know, man. You kind of dug yourself into a hole there, buddy. You know what
it's not a reboot. You know, to be fair, it's not a reboot. And I believe his comment was more centered around reboots and Hollywood not having any new ideas, but that kind of does tie into here. What do you want?
But
I think maybe he needs a roasting.
But hold on, I'm actually going through the cast in this, and with the likes of Charlize Theron.
Okay.
Liam Neeson is in this.
Wow.
Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad fame. Michael B. Jordan. Matt Damon.
This is a star-studded event then.
Scott Eastwood.
And then your usual suspects, right?
Yeah, it's too bad they couldn't have killed off Tyrese's character. I hate that guy, man. I'd rather roast him than Donald Glover. Donald, you're safe. You're safe. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, okay, fine. All right. But on the heels of this, there's also talk about a hybrid movie between Jurassic Park and Fast and the Furious. I mean, I don't even know where we even start here.
Now
if Donald Glover's in this movie, we will have to come back when this gets the rubber stamp, and he'll get a full roasting.
Yeah, you're gonna get roasted like no tomorrow if this actually goes through. But now you know that Vin Diesel does own this franchise because no one else would be getting behind something like this unless there's a lot of money there.
You're gonna have to have the buy-in from the Jurassic Park franchise, which.
Well, apparently they haven't. Chris Pratt was already like, yeah, let's do this, man. I've got some great ideas. And that's not a good sign when you've got the lead of the new Jurassic series that's totally down to bring in. Like, what's going to happen? Is a raptor going to jump into a Supra and start chasing people? Like, I don't get it.
Maybe Jurassic Park reopens and then they're there with their, like, they bring their cars to this. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea.
Or what? No one else can stop them, like the trained professionals. So they gotta drop Vin Diesel and the Furious 9 in there to save everybody. I don't know. Glover, like, please. Well, hopefully, while you were on set, you said, Vin, you gotta chill out with this stuff, buddy. Like.
Just please don't make this movie.
Yeah,
you're just gonna ruin both franchises. And
I like Jurassic Park. Those
they've been good. The reboots haven't been terrible. I mean, it doesn't hold a candle to the originals for me, but
no.
Who Sam Jackson was in the original Jurassic Park. If people didn't pick up on that, which is pretty interesting. Okay, Starbucks Junior. Something's going on with Starbucks. They don't have. What is it? They don't have a specific ingredient, and basically their entire menu is gone now.
No, so I did some reading on this, and I was actually quite curious as to why they have these missing ingredients that's impacting a lot of their menu. So here's the issue. So you're gonna have trouble finding the following drinks: chai latte, strawberry acai refresher, mango dragon fruit refresher, white chocolate mocha, cinnamon dolce, kiwi starfruit refresher. Anything that has to do with hazelnut, peach, guava, oat milk, matcha, vanilla sweetener, caramel drizzle, strawberries, blackberries. But the thing that caught my attention the most is dark roast coffee. So what the hell are you putting in your dark roast coffee that all this fruity stuff that you don't have the ingredients for.
I'll tell you the one common ingredient that's in every single one of those things you just mentioned.
Elephant dung?
Water. So what, have you run out of water, Starbucks?
Maybe, because apparently they're running out of cups and straws and lids.
Maybe it's an additive of some sort that just doesn't fly.
I don't know what all the teenagers are going to drink waiting in line to see the new Fast and the Furious movie if Starbucks doesn't have their special menu items. I can't get a rainbow drizzled unicorn. Are you kidding me?
I only ever get one thing really from there, or two things maybe, which is like a regular Pike coffee or a mocha frappuccino if I'm feeling like I want a sugar rush.
Mocha frappuccino? No, I get coffee. That's it.
That's it. You know, I don't eat a lot of sweets, but you know, when I'm out, if I got a Starbucks card, which sometimes I do, that's it. Drive through only. I don't wait in lines for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so pin in Starbucks. Let's go to Major League Baseball and Garrett Cole. So I mean, thank God he wasn't under testimony here. Break it down for us, Junior, being our MLB expert.
First, I want to say fail to the MLB press liaison for the team because you are getting fired. So, pictured here, Brian Bubba Harkins, who was a clubhouse manager for the Angels. He revealed that he was helping pitchers with ball gripping substances. So he was fired in March after the MLB investigated him and found out that he was, in fact, helping pitchers with ball gripping substances, mainly this thing called Spider Tact. So he also named a few pitchers, Yankee pitchers Garrett Cole and Corey Kluber, Justin Verlander, who's retired now, Max Scherzer, Adam Wainwright, and several Angels pitchers. So I think the article that I read had a lot of weight until they mentioned Angels pitchers, because if they've got ball gripping substances, you'd think they'd have a better team ERA, maybe more wins. But anyway, the funny thing is this is coming heels off of Josh Donaldson saying that once he retires, he is going to write a book and put a book out on all the dirty crap that the pitchers of this generation have been doing and getting away with. So Garrett Cole, obviously being named by Bubba, said he was asked about the Spider Tact, and he dropped the ball like you've never seen. Like, this is a 1-yard fumble that goes 15 yards back, and you give up 6 when you were up by 2. Just horrid. So he said, I don't know quite how to answer that question. Yeah. You know, if the MLB wants to legislate some stuff, you know, that's a conversation we can have. What? So basically you're saying that it's illegal, but you're not being caught. So MLB, come get me. And the funny thing is that Cole is actually a part of the executive committee of the Players Association. So that's dangerous. You know, and then he came out and said even further, you know, there are customs and practices that have been passed down from older players and the last generation. And I think that some of those things are certainly out of bounds in that regard. Well, if you know it's wrong, then why are you doing it?
Hey, I mean, look, if this is not something that is mandated by Major League Baseball to not be used, I mean, I think any competitor would use anything they can to their advantage. Well,
hey, steroids weren't legislated. There were players back in the 40s that were shooting cocktails into them that included anabolic steroids and heroin and all of this stuff, and, you know, uppers and downers and cocaine. Like these guys used to be drugged up like, you know, show ponies.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to clean the game up and you've done such an adamant job, as the MLB would like to say, they've done so much work trying to clean the game up, to allow someone to brazenly come out and basically say, yeah, I'm cheating, come get me.
Is it a cheat though? Is this not allowed in baseball?
No, it is not allowed. That's a foreign substance that you're using to get a better grip on the ball, which is going to cause spin rate.
So what about pitching chalk then? Or spitting into the ball or the glove.
Dries up. Listen, a hitter will tell you they don't care about pine tar, they don't care about spit or rosin or chalk or suntan lotion. They don't care about that stuff. Okay. But if you have the ability to grip a ball better, you get more command on it. Mm-hmm. Now, now you start to question yourself. There's
The
been a lot of
no-hitters.
no-hitters. There's
The
been a lot of
no-hitters.
no-hitters this year.
We
The
got
strikeouts
6
are
so
up.
far, and the record is 7 for a season.
Mhm. I think
We're
they've
not,
tied it
we're
now.
not even at the All-Star break.
No. So, things just start to the wires start to get crossed here, and I'm having trouble trying to figure this out.
And there was a pitcher a couple weeks ago who came out with a whole bunch of, I don't know, maybe this pine tar or whatever the case is on the hat, and the ump asked him to toss the hat, and I think the manager ended up getting tossed because he was complaining why you telling him to change his hat. But I mean, it was very evident that there was something there, and he keep touching his hat, getting that grip going, right?
And there's always situations like that, and usually they deal with it quietly. But this guy's literally out there in the press telling the MLB to come get him. And
what about pine tar on bats? What's the status on that?
Well, that's just to
you
get a
see
better.
It's noticeable for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, baseball players, a lot of them wear gloves that have stickum on it, and just to hold the bat. That's you let go of that bat and it slips out of your hand. That's a weapon. So I can understand that. It's not like they're trying to catch a football or anything. Like they're trying to hold on to a something that can kill people. So
fair enough.
That I'm not worried about. But having a foreign substance that's allowing you to hold the ball better, increase spin rate, that's performance enhancing when it comes down to it. You're enhancing your ability to throw spin on a ball or change the spin on a ball. It's not natural. So that's the issue that I've got there. In a game that's argued and kicked people out for doing things that weren't right the old way. This is a glaring issue that has to be fixed very quickly.
Okay, well, hopefully they do fix it. If you like baseball, we do a weekly show now on the Blue Jays, which is a roundup, basically going back and looking at the weekend. So it drops on Mondays, going back looking at the weekend series, and then also previewing the week series. We do a betting show on Thursdays where we usually have the Jays mixed in there, and we give you a preview of the weekend and what to bet on. So a lot of Jays kind of content tie-ins there. If you want to join into that playlist, please do. We'll be coming up with our All-Star show and kind of take a temperature of the league relatively soon as we approach the All-Star break. Junior, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Brickworks?
So I liked it. I thought it was going to be a little more apple forward. It's definitely not. You got a nice little finish to the apple. So if we were to side by side these.
This reminds me of like in the Sky Dome when they have the cars kind of racing. It's for each levels. Oh, here we go. We got the Brickworks and the Schaffenheffe. What do we got here? What do we got? I know you're not a grapefruit fan, so I'll be surprised. Oh, is this going to be an upset? No, it's not. It's going to be Toronto's own Brickworks Cider for the win.
I had to take this because it had a bit of a more punch to it. Like I'm getting a little more from it than I did with the Schafferhofer.
Fair enough.
But I did like the taste of the Schafferhofer. It wasn't too grapefruit forward like the other ones that I've had. So
yep.
I think that wheat beer in there is really nice. Definitely still a real solid Radler that you have in the backyard waiting for your steak to finish off or burgers to finish off or whatever. Definitely pretty decent. You're not going to get too licked off of it. So that's good. But I definitely liked the balance of the batch 1904 a bit better.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it. Any final thoughts here, Junior? You got anything else to say before we put a pin in this here?
No, that's it for me.
Okay, awesome. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us at the cast, episode 5. We're going to continue every Tuesday live at 9 o'clock, so please join us. Again, the easiest way to grow our channel is just to hit that like button. It's very, very easy to do. You just press the button that has the thumbs up on your phone, or you can use your mouse button to click that same thumbs up. If you like our stuff, we would love to have you on our channel, so please hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on as we do go live quite often, and then comment below and let us know what you thought about the topics of this week. If you see a topic that you want us to cover in another week, or any other topic across really any idea, we're open to growing this channel to tailor it to you guys. So please join us for that. Let us know what you think. For everybody here at Offside and Out of Bounds and the cast, I am Adam.
I'm Junior. See ya real soon.